Hi there, Bill Manacero, Top Dog here at Old Dawg's REI Network. If you've enjoyed this podcast, first we want to thank you for listening. But second of all, I think one of the reasons you probably enjoyed is because there is an amazing production quality here, and that is all done by Mino Studio. Mino Studio has been producing this podcast from the very beginning, and they do a great job. Mino Studio 777 at gmail.com. That's Mino, M-E-N-O, Studio 777 at gmail.com.
Welcome to the Old Dawg's REI Network, where cash flow is king. Real estate investing, the means, so you can enjoy your retirement dreams. This is the show where we cut right to the chase. No sales pitch, no long monologues, just simple how-to real estate investing advice, so you can earn the passive income you need to enjoy your retirement today. And now, your host and chief Old Dawg, Bill Manacero.
Hello, Old Dogs, and welcome to
Fun Facts Friday.
This is our once a week, only on Friday show, where we have special episodes, not featuring guests, where I will share tricks, tips, terminology, and techniques that will help skyrocket you to real estate investing success. Today's topic is, well, it's not so much a topic, it's more of a thank you and a few words of encouragement. I trust you had a blessed Christmas, Hanukkah, or other holiday week time off. It's great to enjoy this season, this special time with family and friends, and just taking our mind off of work for a little bit, just to enjoy the things that are really most important in our lives. So as we come to the end of 2016, I just wanted to take a few minutes personally just to thank you for joining us here on the Old Dawg's REI Network and listening to our podcast. It truly means a lot. When we first launched this podcast in May of this year, I really didn't know what to expect. It was something very new and strange to me. And I know people have always told me I have a face for radio, but I honestly was skeptical that people would listen to this show. So here we are, 7 months and tens of thousands of downloads later, and our podcast continues to grow daily with regular listeners from over 64 different countries. It looks like there is a true interest and need for information regarding real estate investing for the 50-plus crowd. It's always been my hope that listeners would hear how I was moving forward in real estate investing and say, gee, if this guy can do it, I most certainly can too. Well, I hope you've been encouraged, and I hope you can see, as I'm moving through this, how you could do the same thing. As we move into the new year, we're committed to continue to provide a good podcast for you, one where we'll have top-notch guests, many of which you won't hear on other podcasts, along with valuable, applicable content that will provide you with practical and achievable real estate investing advice. I thank those of you who have taken the time to visit iTunes and give us your ratings and reviews. This has helped us tremendously to continue to provide this podcast. So if you hadn't had a chance to do that, that would be a great way to send us a little holiday gift here, a little New Year's encouragement, and just take a few minutes to go to iTunes and give us your rating and review. Additionally, I want to thank all of you who have written me directly, both for advice and to offer comments and suggestions on how we can make this podcast even better. Thank you, and I encourage you, if you haven't done that, to feel free to write to us. If there's things you want to hear, topics you want to hear, or any questions, feel free. And finally, as you are already either involved in real estate investing or seriously considering it, I just want to encourage you to keep moving forward. Believe me, if you are a bit scared to take that leap, take it from me. I understand what you're going through, and I have definitely been there. It can be scary, but it can also be amazingly wonderful once you do take the step and see the fruit of your labor. I honestly believe real estate investing is an effective means to help you meet and surpass your retirement goals. You can do this. Look, if I can do this, 99% of those listening can do it. We have a new Facebook group for Old Dawg listeners. In fact, I'll put the link in our show notes. But it's a place where us investors can ask each other questions, post successes, encourage one another, and just be able to interact more and maybe even talk about some of the shows that are out there. But we recently had one of our group members share how she and her husband attended their first REI network meeting together and how they made contact with a good local property inspector that they can use for future real estate acquisitions. They are starting to put together their local team. This is exciting stuff, all because they weren't afraid to take that first step. Can you do that? Look up a local REI or real estate investing meetup, sign up, and actually attend a meeting. It's a step like this and other baby steps that will contribute to your first investment property acquisition. But it takes that first step. If you are listening to the podcast the day it came out, it should be Friday, December 30th. The last few episodes I've been talking about writing your strategic plan. So that's something we really are hoping you would do and have it done by the end of the year. Well, that means you still have a day to do this. And if you haven't already, take the time to write this down. It doesn't have to be a doctoral thesis like I mentioned before. It really just has to be your goals for the year. And it doesn't have to be something like buy a 200-unit apartment building either. It can be simple goals like education focused. Read these books or read 10 real estate books. Join a local REA group. Attend a seminar or boot camp or any kind of a goal that will bring you closer to what you ultimately want to achieve. So think about that. Just get the pen out if you had to handwrite it if you don't want to type it on your computer and print it out. Just make it possible for you to get that written down and into a notebook that you can use to grow your goals and to move closer to your goal. Look, whether you know it or not, you've already taken your first step by listening to this podcast. You're in the process of educating yourself. So you just got to keep moving that forward and keep going into the next step, into the next step. And before you know it, you will have steady cash flow coming in from investment properties that you have sought out and wisely invested in. You can do this. Be encouraged. We're here to help you and to move you forward and to help make that happen. Well, that's it for today. Please note, Old Dawg listeners, everything presented here today, including links, can be accessed in our show notes on the Old Dawg's website at olddogsreinetwork.com/blog. That's where the show notes are. And just look up this episode. So until next time, remember, cash flow is king and real estate investing the means. Thanks again for listening. Have a happy new year and God bless.
Thank you very much for visiting the Old Dawg's REI Network. We would greatly appreciate if you would stop by iTunes and let us know what you think of the show. We would love if you could subscribe to the podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and write a review. The more ratings and reviews we receive, the more visible the podcast will be to others. Thank you.